The cosmic forces at play right now are shaping a powerful shift. And whether people realize it or not, the energy is intensifying. The past few days have been marked by a major planetary transition. And its ripple effects are still unfolding. But what's more significant is that another wave is coming. One that will not simply pass unnoticed. Just like the aftershocks of an earthquake, astrological events don't fade instantly. Instead, they linger, expand, and manifest in ways that most people fail to perceive. Some individuals have already begun to sense this transformation. Perhaps they've been waking up in the middle of the night for no apparent reason, experiencing strange waves of restlessness. Others might be feeling an unshakable tension, an invisible weight pressing down on them, though they can't quite articulate why. This isn't mere coincidence. It's the universe signaling a change, an invitation to pay attention. And in the days ahead, this energy will only become stronger. A significant part of this shift stems from the lingering influence of the Jupiter-Moon conjunction that took place on March 6. While the exact moment of alignment has passed, its effects are still very much in motion. Jupiter, the great amplifier, magnifies everything it touches, while the Moon governs emotions, intuition, and subconscious thought patterns. The result? An emotional and spiritual expansion that many have felt in their gut, whether they understand it or not. For some, this transit has brought a surge of clarity, an inner knowing that's impossible to ignore. Their intuition has sharpened, their dreams feel more vivid, and their inner voice seems louder than ever. For others, however, the experience has been overwhelming. The emotional intensity of this conjunction has been like an internal tidal wave, pulling unresolved feelings and hidden fears to the surface. Jupiter's influence is not subtle. It doesn't merely nudge, it propels. It amplifies whatever already exists within, meaning that those who have been in a state of optimism, creativity, and forward movement are now feeling an even greater drive toward expansion and possibility. But those who have been weighed down by doubt, insecurity, or emotional burdens may feel as if their struggles have been magnified, making them nearly unbearable. This is not accidental. The universe is creating an opportunity, one that forces self-confrontation. What has been buried in the subconscious is now emerging, demanding attention. This is a crossroads moment, where individuals must choose whether to allow old fears to take deeper root or to harness this energy as a catalyst for transformation. The momentum is building, and ignoring it will only make the transition more difficult. Yet, even as Jupiter's expansive energy continues to work beneath the surface, another force is rapidly approaching. A force that carries a very different kind of intensity. The Moon is now moving toward a collision with Mars. And this is not a peaceful alignment. Mars, the planet of action, conflict, and aggression, is about to intersect with the Moon's emotional realm, stirring up volatile energy that will be impossible to ignore. For those who have already been feeling on edge, the coming days will only amplify that tension. Irritability, restlessness, and short tempers are likely to spike, not just within individuals but on a collective level. This transit doesn't merely stir emotions, it ignites them. Suppressed frustrations and hidden resentments will no longer remain buried. Instead, they will rise to the surface, demanding acknowledgement and, in many cases, confrontation. This alignment between Mars and the Moon is not one to be taken lightly. It brings emotional explosions, sudden outbursts, and a general sense of unease that can manifest as conflict in relationships, internal turmoil, or even unexpected arguments that seem to appear out of nowhere. It is during transits like this that people are most prone to making impulsive decisions, reacting rather than reflecting. This is the energy of war. But the battlefield isn't just external, it's internal as well. This transit is asking a crucial question. Are you the master of your emotions? Or are your emotions controlling you? Because once Mars enters the picture, emotions are no longer passive, they become active, forceful, and urgent. Those who allow this energy to consume them may find themselves engaging in unnecessary fights, making rash choices, or lashing out in ways that they later regret. But those who recognize the nature of this transit can harness it differently. channeling this fiery energy into constructive action, transformation, and release, while Mars and the Moon create a storm of emotional intensity. Another planetary alignment is also unfolding, one that carries a different but equally powerful impact. Venus and Mercury, two planets that govern love and communication, are moving into conjunction. This transit is about uncovering truth, revealing what has been hidden, and bringing long-ignored realities to the surface. Unlike the aggressive nature of Mars, this alignment is subtler, but its effects will be just as profound. Venus rules relationships, desires, and matters of the heart, while Mercury governs communication, perception, and mental clarity. When these two forces come together, clarity emerges, and illusions dissolve. This transit has the potential to bring sudden revelations. Secrets may come to light. People might find themselves blurting out confessions they never intended to make. Long-held beliefs about relationships or personal connections may shift, and those who have been avoiding certain truths will no longer be able to ignore them. But this alignment isn't only about interpersonal relationships. It's also about the relationship one has with themselves. Are you being honest with yourself about what you truly want? Have you been avoiding an inner knowing that you don't want to face? Venus and Mercury will make these questions unavoidable. They will expose self-deceptions and force a reevaluation of what is real versus what is wishful thinking. For many, this transit will create moments of undeniable clarity. They might suddenly understand a dynamic they had previously misinterpreted, or they may realize that a situation they've been holding onto is no longer aligned with their highest path. This is an energy of truth, a force that cuts through illusion and demands authenticity. Those who embrace it will find themselves making necessary, but perhaps difficult decisions. Those who resist may find themselves in a state of confusion, torn between what they want to believe and what they can no longer deny. Amidst these astrological shifts, there's another phenomenon that many are already experiencing: disruptions in sleep patterns. The energetic shifts currently unfolding are so strong that they are affecting the collective subconscious. Many people have reported waking up at odd hours, experiencing unusually vivid dreams, or feeling an unexplained restlessness during the night. This is not a coincidence. The body and mind are attuned to cosmic rhythms, even if most people don't consciously realize it. When powerful astrological alignments occur, they create energetic waves that the subconscious picks up on before the conscious mind fully understands them. Some may find themselves waking up at 3 a.m., unable to return to sleep, their minds racing with thoughts they can't quite explain. Others might feel an overwhelming exhaustion, as if they've been processing something heavy in their dreams. These disruptions are signals, not inconveniences. They are indications that something within is shifting, that messages from the higher self or the universe are trying to come through. Those who take the time to tune in, through meditation, journaling, or quiet reflection, may find that these moments hold profound insights. As all of these forces converge, March 9th stands out as a pivotal moment. This day marks a powerful turning point, with both the Moon-Mars collision and the Venus-Mercury alignment happening simultaneously. It is a day of reckoning, one that will stir emotions, reveal truths, and ignite transformational shifts. Some will experience this as a breakthrough moment, where clarity finally arrives. Others will feel it as an emotional storm, forcing them to confront what they've been avoiding. But one thing is certain: this energy will not pass unnoticed. It will leave its mark, altering the way people think, feel, and move forward. This is not just a fleeting moment in time. What is happening now is setting the stage for something far bigger. The changes occurring beneath the surface are not random. They are part of a greater acceleration, a cosmic momentum that is only gaining speed. Whether individuals embrace it or resist it, one truth remains: the shift is happening, and no one will emerge from it unchanged. The question is not whether you will be affected. It's whether you will allow yourself to evolve. The cosmic stage is set, and a powerful shift is underway, as the Moon and Mars stir up raw emotions and internal conflicts. Another major celestial event is unfolding, one that is less aggressive but just as life-altering. Venus and Mercury are moving toward a significant alignment. And with this transit comes an unavoidable truth. Whether one is ready for it or not, illusions will be shattered, and hidden realities will emerge. This is not an energy that allows deception or self-denial to persist. It is a force of clarity, revelation, and undeniable honesty. The influence of Venus and Mercury together is like a mirror reflecting the deepest truths, both the beautiful and the uncomfortable. Venus governs love, relationships, and personal desires, while Mercury rules over communication, perception, and thought processes. When these two planets align, the result is an amplified awareness of what is real and what has been an illusion. Things that were once buried beneath layers of self-denial or external deception will now rise to the surface, demanding recognition. This is the kind of transit that forces people to see things they've long tried to ignore. It's the energy that makes someone confess a long-held secret, realize they've been lying to themselves, or suddenly recognize the true nature of their relationships. It's the cosmic force that brings clarity whether or not one is emotionally prepared for it. What makes this transit particularly intense is its ability to dismantle comforting falsehoods. Many people construct narratives about their lives, stories they tell themselves about who they are, what they want, and where they are going. But when Venus and Mercury align, those narratives are challenged. The universe forces a reassessment of beliefs, perceptions, and personal truths. Have you been clinging to an idea of love that no longer serves you? Have you been avoiding an inner knowing about your future? Have you ignored your intuition for the sake of comfort? These are the kinds of questions that will demand answers during this time. And the answers will not be subtle. This transit is not just about romantic relationships. While Venus often brings attention to matters of the heart, its influence alongside Mercury extends far beyond love alone. This energy influences the way people think, communicate, and process reality itself. It affects friendships, family dynamics, personal ambitions, and even the perception of one's own identity. Conversations that have been avoided may now take place with unexpected urgency. Truths that have been whispered in the background may now be spoken aloud. And once something has been acknowledged, it cannot simply be undone. The effects of this planetary alignment are not limited to moments of conversation or internal realization. They seep into the subconscious, altering the way people feel on an instinctive level. One of the most common manifestations of this transit is a disturbance in sleep patterns. Many have already noticed strange shifts in their nightly rest. Some nights bring an unusual sense of exhaustion, causing one to fall asleep instantly. Other nights are filled with restlessness, waking up at odd hours, feeling an inexplicable pull toward awareness. The common experience of waking up at 3 a.m., unable to return to sleep, is not merely a product of stress or an overactive mind. It is a response to the shifting cosmic energy. The human body is deeply attuned to the rhythms of the universe, even when the conscious mind fails to recognize it. Right now, the planetary changes are so significant that they are literally rewriting the energetic field. The subconscious is processing these shifts, attempting to integrate the new frequencies into waking life. This is why some are experiencing prophetic dreams, messages from beyond the physical realm, or a sense of exhaustion as if they have been engaging in something profound during sleep. These experiences are not random. They are part of a larger process of awakening. For those who have been waking up in the middle of the night, unable to explain why, the message is clear. Something is calling for attention. There is an inner knowing that has been buried beneath distractions, and the universe is now demanding acknowledgement. Ignoring these signals will only lead to further restlessness, as the subconscious will continue to push for recognition. Those who choose to listen, to reflect in those quiet moments, to meditate on what is surfacing, may find themselves uncovering insights that change everything. All of this builds toward a pivotal moment, March 9th. This is not just another day on the calendar, it is a cosmic turning point. Two major planetary conjunctions will occur simultaneously, creating an energy so intense that it will be impossible to ignore. The Moon and Mars will collide, bringing emotions to a boiling point, while Venus and Mercury align, forcing hidden truths into the light. One aspect ignites fire, passion, and confrontation. The other delivers clarity, revelation, and understanding. Together, they form a cosmic force that has the power to reshape lives. The impact of this day will be felt on multiple levels. Some will wake up on March 9th with a deep sense of restlessness, an awareness that something is shifting. Others will experience unexpected synchronicities, strange coincidences, messages from people they were just thinking about, or moments of sudden realization that change their perspective completely. It is a day of transformation, one that will leave no one unaffected. This kind of energy does not come without consequence. Relationships will be tested. Decisions will be made that cannot be undone. People will be forced to confront aspects of themselves that they have long avoided. This is not a passive moment, it is an activation. Those who embrace it may find themselves stepping into a new version of their reality, one that is more aligned with their true path. Those who resist may experience increasing discomfort, as the universe does not tolerate avoidance during such powerful transits. For many, this will be the moment where they finally acknowledge what they have always known but have been afraid to face. A relationship that no longer aligns with their truth. A career path that feels empty. A belief system that no longer resonates. The realization may be sudden, but the process has been building for some time. March 9th is merely the tipping point. The moment where denial is no longer an option. The question is not whether this energy will affect you. It will. The question is how you will respond to it. Will you resist the truth, clinging to old narratives that no longer serve you? Or will you embrace what is unfolding, allowing yourself to evolve into the next phase of your journey? The universe is not offering a choice between change and stagnation. Change is inevitable. The only choice is whether to fight it or to move with it. Those who lean into this energy, who allow themselves to release what no longer serves them, and step into what is meant for them, will find that this transit is not a moment of loss, but a moment of liberation. It is the end of illusion and the beginning of something real. It is the destruction of falsehoods and the birth of clarity. It is a cosmic turning point that, if embraced, can set the course for a future that is more aligned, more authentic, and more powerful than ever before. No one will walk away from this unchanged. The shifts happening now are not temporary, they are foundational. The way you feel, the way you think, the way you see yourself and your place in the world is transforming. The only real question is, will you surrender to the truth? Or will you fight a battle that can never be won? The universe is speaking. The choice is yours. Right now, the air is thick with an unshakable tension. An invisible but undeniable force that seems to hum beneath the surface of everyday life. Many can feel it, though few can fully explain it. It's that strange, electric energy that precedes a storm. The kind that makes your skin prickle and your heart race for no apparent reason. It's not just a fleeting emotion. It's something deeper, something karmic. This is the result of Mars colliding with the Moon. An astrological event that doesn't just stir the surface, but shakes the very foundation of emotions, bringing hidden truths to light and forcing unresolved tensions to rise. Mars, the planet of action, aggression, and raw energy, doesn't know how to sit still. It pushes, it provokes, and it forces movement where there has been stagnation. The Moon, on the other hand, governs emotions, intuition, and the subconscious mind. When these two celestial bodies come into contact, the result is a volatile mix of emotion and action, one that demands release. This is not an energy that allows for avoidance. If there are feelings that have been ignored, suppressed, or buried deep beneath layers of rationalization, Mars will drag them into the open, whether one is ready for them or not. Many may already be noticing the effects of this collision. Unexpected conflicts, uncharacteristic outbursts, or emotions that seem disproportionate to the moment. But this energy isn't about the external world. It's not really about the person who cut you off in traffic, or the coworker who irritated you in a meeting. The real battle isn't outside, it's within. What triggers you now is not random, it's a mirror, reflecting back the very wounds that need healing. The karmic nature of this transit means that unresolved cycles will keep repeating until they are confronted. If there is a pattern of anger, avoidance, or emotional repression, It will resurface again and again. Like a loop that refuses to break. The same arguments. The same frustrations. The same feeling of being stuck in a cycle that never seems to end. And yet, this isn't a punishment, it's an opportunity. The universe isn't conspiring against anyone. It's offering a chance to finally address what has been left unresolved. The more one resists, the louder the signals will become. This kind of energy can feel overwhelming. But it's not without purpose. It's a clearing, a purging of what no longer serves. It's the breaking down of false stability so that something real can be built in its place. Those who choose to engage with it rather than run from it will find that they emerge from this transit with greater clarity, deeper emotional intelligence, and a renewed sense of purpose. But those who continue to suppress, deny, or avoid their truth will find themselves trapped in a never-ending cycle of the same frustrations, destined to repeat the same lessons until they finally choose to learn them. However, to think that this energy ends on March 9th would be a mistake. This isn't just an isolated event, it's a catalyst. A launchpad. The first domino in a much larger sequence. The shifts that are happening now are not momentary. They are the beginning of something much greater. Time itself seems to be behaving differently. For many, there's a sense that things are accelerating. That events are unfolding faster than they used to. That days blur together in a way they never did before. This isn't just perception. It's the effect of a larger cosmic momentum. One that is building towards something significant. What's happening between March 6th and March 9th is not the climax. It's the introduction. A foreshadowing of greater shifts to come. Most people won't realize it until they're in the thick of it. Until they're looking back, wondering when everything started to change. But for those who are paying attention, the signs are already here. The air is charged with anticipation. The feeling of something brewing just beyond the horizon is not just imagination, it's real. The question is no longer whether something is coming. It is. The only question is whether you are prepared for it. Whether you are willing to do the inner work now, to clear out the emotional weight that has been dragging you down. Or whether you will wait until the storm is fully upon you, forced to confront it when there is no longer an option to look away. For those who embrace this moment, this is an opportunity, an invitation to break free from the cycles that have held them back. A chance to step into a version of themselves that is no longer burdened by the weight of the past. But for those who resist, who cling to outdated patterns and old wounds, this energy will feel relentless. It will push, pull, and demand change, whether one is willing or not. This is just the beginning. The real shift has yet to come. The choice now is simple. Do you face it willingly? Or do you wait until you have no other choice? Either way, change is coming. The only difference is how prepared you will be when it arrives.